Hi Taurus, welcome to your monthly readings. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of July, I'm offering two special tarot offers. One is called Soulbound, and it's a reading that is focused into themes of love and relationships, particularly to provide some insight as well into the topic of emotional bonding and depth of connection in existing relationships or possible future ones. And the other one is called Time Machine, and it's a reading that was designed to reflect upon our background and how that past energy might still be influencing both positively and negatively, consciously and unconsciously, present and future possibilities. So if you would like to know more info about those specials, just email me, or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below, and as well my Facebook and Instagram page. So Taurus, I do feel like this month of July for you is it brings a very swift energy of fast things happening, movement, impulse, getting things off the ground and shaking a little bit as well. How the foundation in which how things have been, things particularly things that you Taurus have been, let's say, conformed. I feel like there's this non-conformist energy where you're actually rebelling against something that is not making sense in your life anymore. So I do have to say that the keyword for Taurus during the month of July is trouble. So there might be a sense of challenge, there might be a sense of competition, conflict, opposing forces meeting together and being at war with each other. Some of you might have situations of war in a specific area of your life where your sense of entitlement, domain, authority is being either you feeling threatened by someone else, or you feeling treated unfairly and abused and unjustified by authorities, by figures of power trying to hold you down or trying to, again, display some sort of abusive behavior towards you. So be extra careful as well during this month of abusive relationships, abusive people, because the energy that is shown here, this can really escalate into some tendencies for violence, either verbal violence, as more physical one. I feel like some of you really need to tone it down when it comes to replying without thinking, replying without really considering the intensity. Because what I feel is like you Taurus, you may not perceive the intensity that in the way in which you are either communicating or acting upon situations. And so this intensity can be easily misunderstood by displays of as well of authority or tyrannism of yourself over others. So there might be conflicts with family, there might be conflicts with a relationship, there might be conflict with friends, or just there's a lot of situations that are pushing your buttons. And I feel like for some of you is also for you to awaken to your own tendency, right, to display, let's say, unconscious behaviors of abuse of power. Because I think that some of you have a lot of power, and I feel like some of you either have been suppressing this power and so attracting a lot of conflict from others or opposing energies from yours in order to release, right, that suppression of your true intent. But the problem with this suppression and the problem in trying to hold on to this truth that lies inside of you is that when things when the last drop hits, right, and you cannot take it anymore, you might explode. And the problem with Taurus is actually usually this, because you try to be as passive as you can. But when you have your anger release, you can be as worst as an Aries energy. So be cautious and careful when tackling situations that you know are sensitive because of the topics that are being explored there, are sensitive because of emotional conditioning and ties and specifics. I feel like some of you, this might be something here about be feeling exploited. There's a sense of again, this could be about work in your company where you work or something like this, where you feel like you're being explored and taken advantage of. Some of you are feeling taken advantage of, and you're ready to fight the cause, and you're ready to jump the gun here. Just be careful, because this is so restless. This is an energy that can easily, fall out of proportion and bring you more trouble than the initial one you have. Because remember, the keyword for July is trouble. So this can have a lot of interpretations, but the usual would be the most relatable here would be, of course, challenge. Some challenging energy coming fast and ready to attack on your way. This is the Knight of Swords, and I also feel like some of you, there's an energy here, if you don't attack, feeling like if you don't attack, you will be attacked, and so you're feeling like you need to defend yourself by attack, so to protect yourself from the future, some sorts of future harassment. I feel like some of you are feeling harassed, again, pushed around, and there's a lot of things here that you won't take it anymore. Some of you, I really feel like this energy of enough is enough. You're ready to make tough decisions, King of Swords. And if you're dealing with an air sign, if you're dealing with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or someone with strong air traits, there might be conflict with this person. There might be some sorts of confrontation. It can be very verbal, as I said, a lot of offenses or a lot of criticism towards each other. There's something here about the fight. It's like the fight of titans, it's like opposing forces, and whoever is your opponent during the month of July, whoever this rival energy is as strong as you. So there's a real sense of you needing to be careful, cautious, steady, and to be one step ahead. Because what the Knight of Swords don't have is what this Knight of Pentacles have, and Pentacles is Taurus. So your advantage is the earth realm, not the swords. Swords, this other entity might be best at it. So what you need is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is strategy, thinking all steps ahead with careful thought, is being cautious, is knowing where you're stepping into, is pragmatism, is having plan A design, B, C, D, and so forth, as much as alternatives you can get, because only the Knight of Pentacles and an earth sign will have the patience, right, and the detailed orientation to work through all the minutiae details that it's needed to leave situations, with the optimal, right, aspiration or result that they hope to attain. Because for some of you, this might be a competition as well of some sort. Some of you might be in competition with something. It could be to win a certain challenge, academic wise. It could be upon your own needing to fight to hold your current work position. It could be feeling like in the arena of love and in the arena of love and relationship department. You can also feel like the person of your interest is either drawing a lot of attention, having someone that they around them, and you needing to fight. You needing as well to be hearing this or feeling like you need to fight and being the competitive side, to fight away again others, people that are somehow awakening in your energy threat. There's a sense of you feeling threatened, and so anything, it could even be just this fear of, because you're feeling threatened, because sometimes the Knight of Swords, it's in the soul position, so how you're feeling internally, this Knight of Swords can be a character that precipitates itself right into thoughts. He is sometimes a very fast thinker and he wins by that, but sometimes he's also, this is detrimental because he's not really seeing things as maybe they are, as the facts are, but he is jumping right into conclusions that are not based in the reality. This is why the Knight of Pentacles is in the conscious and telling you, look at things with open eyes, but don't jump into things. Take the information you observe as information of value, and maybe you will need to use it later, and maybe later you will, with the information you have and with other ones you will acquire, you will be able to know for sure what this is about. But the Knight of Swords in the soul position can make you feel very hot-headed, and your temper is, this temperamental side of you. Let's say it's triggered easily. Of course, that, as always in my readings, I say this can be you, or you're going through this as an observer in the other side, and you're having someone in your life dealing with you in this way. So you're needing to again apply those same energy, those same type of energy tips that I was giving here. Is like, it's the same thing, because even if it comes from the outside, it's a projection of something inside of you, in my opinion, that you need to confront, because you can be in the attacker position or in the victim, let's say, position. So, but both of them are displaying here the same energy, just on different sides. And the thing is, I feel like some of you want things your way, and this other person you're dealing with, or energy, wants things their way. So who's in charge is also an energy here that is coming across strongly for Taurus. Who is in charge of situations? I feel like some of you, being the past influence chariot, you have hold power over something so far. You had things your way so far in a specific arena, and now that power, that control might be tested. You might be tested to maybe not hold things so tightly, to loosen up and learn, for example, to delegate or to conciliate or to compromise. In the compromise element, you might be seeing it as a threat. And so, again, reacting in ways that can cause trouble to you and as well to the situations in your life you want to protect. I also feel like some of you have this protective energy where you want to protect everything you have, including yourself, of course, but everything you have, from your relationships, from your assets, your money, your resources, your possessions. You are so protective here. It's like wanting again to take on things and grab them, have the control over things, and put them in a safe place. And there's so much you can do to actually materialize this, because there are things you can protect and kind of save away. But for example, in relationship energies, if this is about being overly protective over relationships, there's so much we can prevent and protect people from, the people we love from. And this is a little bit of an issue of ownership over relationships that ends up creating a lot of stress, conflict, trouble, because the other party will feel smothered, suffocated, and will eventually come to even be more tempted to try of that forbidden fruit, or the forbidden element that you keep telling them not to do or advising them against it. So you see, it's a little bit of a reversed psychology energy. Now, again, this could be you doing this I feel like here strongly the energy of parents and child. So for Taurus children and parents, there might be a dynamic here where you're very bossy or very demanding over your children for for safety issues or protective issues, but they are rebelling against you. They're not giving in easy as well their power to you. for others of you, this might be again as in another aspect of your life, but definitely be ready to face resistance during the month of July. I also feel like there's Mars in Aquarius, which squares Taurus. Mars in Aquarius is retrograde, and it's squaring Taurus. So it could be squaring your sun, it could be squaring your rising sign, your ascendant, it could be squaring your moon. Not fun energy, because it's energy again of conflict. It's friction, it's tension, it's something at war with each other. And in fixed signs, it's even worse per se, because fixed signs don't give it away easily. They don't give up on the things they want. They don't compromise. They don't want, when they want to change, they don't change. They are fixed energy. So when you put a Taurus fighting with an Aquarius, and I have seen it actually, this combination at war with each other, friction, it's not fun. It's not fun because the element is so different, and what you're trying to do comes from such a different place from the Aquarius energy. So breathe, take a breather here, because I really feel like this month can be intense. And if this is about you being on the side where you need to step up to your own authority and power and freedom, or at some point reclaim for justice and fairness of treatment, do it in the way you know do it in a way that you're comfortable with, that it's in alignment with who you are, that it's truthful to your being. Do it in a careful way, because whoever this other energy is, they are not careful, but you can be. You can be wiser and more mature and smarter, if you want to be, than this other entity or energy or person you're dealing with. Now, the thing is, if the unconscious is the Seven of Cups, there's a lot of escapism. For some of you that are being victims of abuse of any sorts, you might be trying to deny the truth here and escape by the use of substances or dreams or fantasy, denying here the actual truth of needing to get yourself into a clearer and healthier environment to protect, again, yourself. The Seven of Cups here can also point out that there's you might have a hard time some point in the month of July in figuring out the truth of the matter, the truth of what you're dealing with, or selecting options that don't feel selecting options or ways to go about something that doesn't feel so scattered or confusing. There's a lot of confusion as well about the way this energy is being directed. So it's very how you say nebulous, something like this, like foggy. So you don't want to, again, to take a step without knowing what's the ground you're in, because there can be a landmine there. So extra care, Taurus, to avoid trouble to the maximum, to avoid challenging, to avoid people that have absolutely no good intention towards you. Disconnect and detach, which is also what the Mars in Aquarius energy is about. Detach from needing to be right, needing to win, needing to have things all the time your way. If you have to fight in a way that it's so detrimental to your well-being, if you have to fight for things to happen, maybe it's not the right cause to fight for. So I hope you have a great month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.